P-D3980's. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my...
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Indianapolis Colts. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Here we go. Hey, come on. I got you, son.
Brissett on first down. Ebron with it over the middle. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number.
Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
They'll run on first down. Buchanan, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On third down, Wilson. He's got Lockett. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Second and 5 now. Wilson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They come up now, third and 5, following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Wilson. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And still a lot of football. To be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So it's a foot race. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack, 76 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And out now come the Seahawks. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I'm coming.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Tempo, tempo.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now it's Wilson. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, normally on a 3rd down play, I'm not a huge proponent of play action. But when you run it as effectively as we've seen them do in this game.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
And he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
From midfield now on second down. Brissett. Bobby Wagner, the former second rounder out of Utah State, with a sack.
It's now 55 tonight. It's been a long day for you.
On third down, Brissett dumps this one off to Mack. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Jamal Adams coming up from his safety spot to make the play. From the 45 on second down, Brissett. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And able to find Dorsett. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line. Brissett going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. From the red zone now, Brissett. Funches has it complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funches, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are once again going to retake the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
To throw again on second down. Wilson is going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to regain the lead. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you're trying...
Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here, because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
He completes this one to Mack. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Brissett into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
3rd and short yardage, Brissett. And he connects with Ebron. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Brissett. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So we reach halftime here. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Play action. Now Wilson. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. 4 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Now it's Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Flushed out, and he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson rolling to his left. Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2, much more manageable.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Myers' kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 16 yards of first down. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's taken down inside the 30. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
On second down, Brissett again. It's caught by Funchess. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. Brissett now 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Brissett again. His pass caught at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll throw again. Brissett to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. There in coverage to knock it away, Marquise Blair. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. On second down, here's a run with Mack. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the second time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead will shrink to 6. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Throwing on first down. Linder, and an alley to run. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. And with very little time left on the play clock, Pete Carroll's going to call timeout. That's going to leave him with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. On second down, it's Buchanan, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Right back to him on 1st down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe. Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it? Yep. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Buchanan. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And they give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. 2nd and 2. Escaping the pressure right. This will be caught at about the 5. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. If you're going to pass down here, you better get that in the end zone.
I agree with you totally, and as we both know, the field's already condensed. There's just not a lot of space, so you've got to create some by getting some people.
And he's across for the touchdown, and in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
So the Colts now down by 12. A little over 20 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a 1st down. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And now it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Brissett. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Brissett sets to throw it. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, G. 1st down.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.